Well, I'm at it again. I'm making beds from scratch. Follow along.
Welcome to a really windy, crazy Friday in Connecticut. So today's a big day. Bed number 3 is getting its big trees. We're just waiting for the truck to show up, and I'm going to try to get as much of that on film as I can to show you. And then after that, I'd like to talk a little bit about how I plan and design new garden beds. As I've mentioned many times, this yard had absolutely no landscaping in it when I first moved here. And we put in everything, every large tree, every shrub, tree, perennial, whatever. And the 3 new beds I'm creating again, I really wanted to be able to show you, since I didn't do that in the beginning. I wanted to show you what I go through to get to that process. Well, we're going to keep our fingers crossed. The wind is insane, like I said, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. It might have to voice over this entire video today, but I really wanted to show you what we're doing to get some big trees planted. We probably won't do the rest of the shrubs and stuff that are coming today, just because it's still going to be pretty cold tonight and very windy, probably through the middle of tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll get it done. So while I'm waiting for the truck, I thought I'd give you a quick peek inside the hoop house. It's crazy. I've got dahlias all potted up and annuals sitting in here. I've got plants everywhere at this point. It's getting a little overwhelming, if you ask me. I probably could use a few more shelves too, but this has worked out really well. It's had a nice consistent temperature with the door even partially open, even though the nights have been really cold. So there have been a few things that I've actually been bringing in. But yeah, it's things are starting to go, looking pretty. I'm going to walk you over to where the bed number 3 is, where we're doing the work today. Okay, so you can see the bed is completely prepped. Compost topsoil mixture is down. We've got some holes preliminarily dug for the really big trees, and got perennials sitting in the in the raised beds instead of seeds. Hang on. The binoculars are looking pretty good. And we have the other hole here for the Paperbark Maple. So this is bed number 3. Again, I always start with the large trees or shrubs, things that are going to provide the most structure in a bed, and we'll talk about that a little later. So while we're waiting for the truck, here's bed number 2. That's going to get topsoil and compost this weekend. I have a very large bunch of orders coming from Proven Winners on Saturday. Hopefully that still comes through. And just a quick run around here. My purple bed, the alliums, I'm a little worried about the alliums. Normally, it's not an issue. It's been a really, really cold spring here in Northwest Connecticut, like freezing temperatures, which we don't normally have. And even though, I can, I see lots of alliums coming up, I'm a little worried that some of them look a little fried. All the beds are cleaned up. Towers and stuff are all in place. And we're ready for, got a firelight tidbit going there. Just put in some, here we go, Invincible Limetta there and over there. There's Invincible Limetta. Put in a Bobo. over here. And things are coming up pretty good. I don't see a lot of issues. Don't see too much damage on things so far. The irises are, whoops, can't get out of my own way. All the irises are coming up. And like I said, I've got lots of hoops. Really, can't get out of my way. I use peony rings for a lot of supports that I buy from a place in Connecticut up in Lakeville called Old Farm Nursery. I love these things. I use them for roses, I use them for peonies, and I use them for tall plants. I also have some new ones that I'll show you over here.
These I got from Cricket Hill. They're designed by Bob Keating, designed for peonies, but I use them for a variety of things. But they were originally designed for peonies, and I saw them at NYBG for the first time, actually. So moving over to bed number 1, I transplanted some existing plants to make room for the shrubs and to finish the existing border that we originally planted when we first moved in. We had stopped way back by the large trees. We stopped by the chamaecyparis over there. And so moving over, this was the original bed, and you can see the large trees here. We have a Norway spruce down there at the end. Then we have 2 blue spruces and an Abies concolor. I love the Abies concolor. If you rub the needles, it smells like oranges. Just love that one. So these were about a third of the height that they are now. And I always try to buy the largest trees I can afford. But get whatever you can get. Things grow.
I'm not sure if I've shown you these. My husband designed these hose setups. I picked out the butterflies, and he ran all the trenching and designed the whole thing with the caps and whatever. And we got those collapsible hoses. They're easier to pull around and wrap up. If you're interested in knowing more how we did that, just drop me a note and let me know. But we have those all over just because there's so many things that just need water that our sprinkler system won't tackle, especially when you're just putting things in the ground. They need to stay moist.
Oh, yay, look what just came. 4 big boxes of shrubs from Proven Winners. I can't wait to unbox all of this stuff. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Check out what just arrived. Oh my God, look at these. They're gorgeous. This is Wee Bit Grumpy. This is Tiny Wine, I think. Nope, this is Festivus Gold. Physocarpus 9 bark. Still haven't even gotten them out of the bags. Bunch of tater tots, some spireas, double play doozy, low scape moundaronia, 7th Sun, Winecraft Gold Cotinus. Oh God, that is gorgeous. And Invincible Spirit 2 hydrangea. I'm just putting them in here right now because, like I said, we're waiting for the truck to come with the big trees. And oh my God, I'm so excited. These are really in good shape. I've got to say, only, oh, wait a minute, where is it? Only this guy, which, Kodiak Black, Dervilla, had a bunch of broken branches. God bless FedEx, you know, it is what it is. And things turned upside down. There's dirt in all the bags, but I'll get everything opened up. Can't wait to show you with these all in the ground.
Have a choice.
Whether you have a large garden area, a small space, the principles of garden design are pretty much the same, whether in containers, just around a patio, a small bed near your front door, or you have a large expansive yard. I always have certain process that I follow. So we're going to walk through those steps this week here and on my blog. Again, I'm preparing new beds and I'll show you the process of how I design and install them. So first, I consider, what is the soil? Is it sandy? Is it clay? Is it a nice loam? Have you had it tested? Here I have clay soil, which drains very poorly. So we'll plant a little high, maybe 1 or 2 inches, to prevent the roots from drowning. Over the years, I've been amending my beds with compost to enrich the soil and help drainage. Second, what's the light? What's the water situation? Is it full sun, part shade, full shade? We have many water issues living on the lower end of a mountain. The old saying of right plant, right place is very important for success. My garden is basically full to part sun. Over time, my shade beds have gotten sunnier due to the removal of diseased ash trees. Next, I consider planting zone. I'm in zone 6A. Then I look at winter interest, pollinator plants. Here in Connecticut, we view our gardens for several months of the year only from the windows, so winter interest is vital. Next, I look at the form, texture, and color of the trees, shrubs, plants that I'm putting in. I'm a very visual person, and I like to see the scope of what I'm envisioning before I begin planting anything. So you can see here, I just quickly laid out pictures of all the things I was looking to plant in this area. Did I like the way they went? Did I like the textures? Did I like the colors? Was it consistent with the rest of the garden? It's a very simple visual place to start that anybody can do. So I try to repeat colors or plants for a cohesive palette all the way throughout. Also, I consider what has or hasn't worked in the past. Just because a plant or shrub is the correct zone hardiness, the right light and soil, doesn't mean it'll always work. I've had things die for no unexplainable reason. And that's just the life of a gardener, best laid plans. Next, consider obstacles like the septic field, major tree roots, or deer issues. In my case, rabbits and voles are the bane of my existence. Then I research. Look for appropriate plants based on those initial criteria, always with options in mind, as everything is not always available. In bid number 3 here, I started my plan with the troughs and the raised beds and knew I wanted a tall evergreen on the right side for screening and a deciduous tall tree for balance on the left. We had already removed the grass, rototilled the area, applied a topsoil compost mix, and rototilled again. This was done to break up and enrich the clay soil in this area. This is the only area, except for my front yard, that stays really sunny enough for vegetables. I hope to grow strawberries, tomatoes, carrots, etc. in the troughs once the ranunculus are done. In the raised beds, my plan was always for cut flowers. I always draw a scaled plan when designing a new area to determine what will fit as things mature, whether for myself or for clients. However, I stress you need to be flexible, even though you plan tweaks or adjustments are always necessary on the fly when the actual installation begins. My original plan was for a weeping spruce as a major element and winter interest, but my nursery did not have the one I liked. Luckily, I had a backup and I got a lovely pine. So this is a Japanese white pine that I got. This pyramidal shaped evergreen has that bluish green to gray needles, zone 4 to 9. It can grow 20 to 40 feet tall, 10 to 20 feet wide, low maintenance, hardy evergreen, good for alkaline soil, which we have, and this will look beautiful in the winter. I had several options for the left side of the bed, but again, when I got to the nursery, I knew when I saw the Paperbark Maple, it was exactly what I wanted. The gorgeous bark is a standout all year, and I knew maples already thrive here, so that decision was really easy. This is Acer Griseum. Paperbark Maple has an open, upright branching habit with leaves that turn a beautiful scarlet color in the fall. Zone 5 through 8 slowly reaches 25 feet tall, 15 to 20 feet wide. Its distinctive cinnamon-colored bark makes a gorgeous specimen or an understarry accent, which I wanted. Another major item that I considered was just to the left of the troughs, and I had wanted a quince originally, but had previous issues with one suckering, so I opted instead for a rose of Sharon for its color and height. But be prepared, like I said, to pivot as things change or further information is brought to light. So this is hibiscus syricus, azuri blue satin. The shrub gets 8 to 12 feet tall, 4 to 6 feet wide, but it can be trimmed to keep its size in check. Full sun, zone 5 through 9. Rose of Sharon has striking blue flowers that bloom all summer long, requiring no pruning or deadheading. Yay! It attracts pollinators and resists deer. So the next thing I consider are the other components, like the shrubs, the grasses, and the perennials. Hydrangeas grow very well on this property, so I selected a few of those to complement the color palette I was looking to continue, which in this case and in this garden is purple, green, pink, white. There's several other smaller shrubs that I also selected for the structure, texture, and color. An aronia for color and blooms, a Catinus winecraft gold, and cryptomeria for some green texture. Finally, the perennials, which in this case are three of my all-time favorites: Nepeta Walker's Low, which is catmint, daylilies, and grasses. Once we get all this in, you can see the big change from this is the original, just cleaned out beds ready to go. We got it all mulched, and we'll fill in if we have to with annuals till the shrubs fill in, and then we'll reevaluate as things get bigger. It takes 3 years for plants to get to their size. So design is just a process of give and take, and you sometimes need to pivot. When I moved here 6 years ago, there was no landscaping. We've added all the trees, the shrubs, the perennials, the bulbs. Like I said, we purchased the largest evergreens and trees we could afford. So these 3 new beds will complete my original design plan, and my process will be the same as it was originally, except now I get to show you how I create gardens from scratch. So preparation is absolutely paramount. You can see here I've got plants basically placed where I think I'm going to want them. Gives me a chance to move them around if I don't like what it's looking like. Have you tested your soil, mended your soil, evaluate your water, evaluate the light on site, then planning. How much maintenance are you prepared to do? Are you away at a second home on the weekends? Do you have an irrigation system of some type? Are you going to need help to actually maintain this garden? Be flexible. Place the items, like I said, before you dig. I find that invaluable. You can see I did it here in bed number 2. Water things till they're well established, and then follow these basics and you'll find success. If you need help and you're in Connecticut, I'm available for garden design. I hope you'll enjoy watching these new beds take shape and mature. Subscribe to see the progress. Feel free to ask questions, and as always, I'll attempt to answer the questions, and if I can't, I'll get you an answer. Have a great day.